everyone, it's Froggy, and today we're back with another review for My Life as a Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom, Pirates Disturbance. We're doing Keith's route. This was the first one that I did of the actual routes. So the reason why I did Keith's route first is because personally he just didn't seem like my type. He seemed maybe too gallant, kind of too princely, despite the fact that there's two actual princes. Which, yeah, the princely type isn't really my jam. But after reading some of the manga and watching some of the anime, because yes, I went back and watched some of the anime, he's the one that I ship Katarina with the most. But from playing the game, because he's not my type, he's the one that I did first. I also his design is nice, but I don't know, I don't like his hair. But anyway, so far he's my one true pairing for her. So as a bit of a refresher, Keith is Katarina's adopted brother. He was adopted into House Clays when he was 8 years old, so he still remembers his birth parents and his other siblings. And while he does call Katarina sister, I don't believe that he ever fully thought of her as a sister, since it was soon after he got adopted that he started really liking Katarina. He got a crush on her, so that's kind of how I'm explaining the awkward relationship away to myself, because they're still adopted siblings, but they're not related. So in order to get to his route, you want to follow the options through the common route that have the pale yellow roses. It's the same color as his hair. That's how you'll know it's his. And as you go through the common route, you get kind of a sense of what his personality type is, and what you notice is that he tends to be the one that mothers Katarina the most, which is part of the reason why he's not really my type, because I don't think I could ever see myself dating a mother hen. Katarina also makes comments frequently that he is becoming more and more like their mother in personality, but at the same time, it's a nice contrast to their other friends, because when Katarina goes overboard, as she tends to do because she has no sense of self-control especially when it comes to food, and the fact that she doesn't act like a duke's daughter at all, he's the only one who's really a voice of reason, while the other friends tend to indulge her, or just make snide remarks while she's around. He's the only one that actually tries to reel her in. But through the common route, Keith gets sick fairly early on, and in the last party before the pirates take over, he is in the infirmary with what is believed at the time seasickness. And you know that you're going to be on Keith's route when you get to that party, and while Keith is not there, she overindulges in food. Everybody's giving her lots and lots of food to eat. And she ends up getting a stomach ache and ends up in the infirmary herself. And she takes some medicine, gets conked out, and when she comes to, the pirates are in the middle of taking over the ship, and Keith is trying to fight them off to protect her, and he's using his earth magic, but of course, it's a ship, there's not a whole lot of earth, so the only earth that he's able to use is from the potted plants, and inevitably he loses. Throughout his route, we see, it's a lot, when we get glimpses of what his thought process is, it's a lot of how much he loves Katarina, but also how he feels inferior to some of the other love interests, because all he wants to do is protect her, and he feels like he's not strong enough. So throughout his route, we're able to go back and forth between the infirmary to go and visit him. The pirates allow us to do this. And through this method, we eventually figure out, with the help of Rosie, who does end up in the infirmary himself with an injury, that a lot of the passengers are getting sick. And while it's being attributed to stress from the pirate takeover, Rosie has noticed that only the patients from this specific infirmary because there's 2 others on the ship, but the ones from this specific infirmary are the only ones that are being cleared of their symptoms and are able to go back to their rooms. But then soon after going back to their rooms, they get sick again and come back, which is something that does happen to Keith as well. He gets better, we go back to our rooms, he gets sick, and we go back to the infirmary. We do figure out what is causing the illness, and together with Rosie, we figure out why only the people from this infirmary are being cured. During this time too as well, there is a path for a bad ending. So when we're having a mini internal meeting about what to do about these doom flags, if you choose the option, look for pool floaties. During this part where we're going back and forth between the infirmaries, we have the chance to escape from the pirates, go into a different infirmary, and then we find a trap door, like a secret entrance, and we go through it, and we end up at the pool, where we grab a pool floaty, and then we get scared because we can hear the pirates trying to find us, and we fall overboard, and we float in the ocean, and they never notice that we're there, and we just die at sea. Anyway, so if you don't run away from the pirates and all of that, then you will eventually make it back to Keith and figure out why everybody's from this infirmary is being healed, and we're able to distribute the medicine properly for it, and everybody gets healed gets cured before we get to the island. But while we're in the middle of doing that, we get confronted by one of the bad guys, and he tries to hurt and attack Keith. He gets attacked himself. Keith does get hit, and just before he passes out, we get our first kiss with Keith, and he confesses to us, and then he passes out, and all of our friends are there, and we're left reeling because we weren't expecting that, because we're dense, and everybody else is incredibly upset, and we're just there like, oh, what do I do with this? Once we get to the island, we know that we need to talk to Keith, but our friends aren't letting us have any time to talk with him. And we start figuring out our own feelings for him, and we realize that we are actually in love with him and have been for a while. And before we're able to do that, there is an explosion on the Vinculum. Most of our friends go to try and help with that and make sure that everybody that's still on the ship is okay. And we hang back with Giordo to calm everybody down because, we're the royal couple. And when we go outside to take a break, we get caught by the other bad guys. And there's a chance here for another bad ending where we use Earth Bump on one of the bad guys. He trips and falls, and content warning. If you don't like blood and gore, maybe skip a minute ahead. But anyway, so he falls over and he slits our throat and we die like an NPC. We get iced. And so that's one of the bad ends there. Then there's 2 other options, and the other 2 options will lead us to either the good ending or the happy ending, which is what they call their true ending. So if you want to go for the good ending, then you use your Earth Bump on the other bad guy, and then you run away, and Keith comes and helps. Or you can just immediately run away, and that leads to the happy ending, and Keith comes and helps us and saves the day. And then the baddies get taken away. The good guys from Quid show up in their boat to come and save us from the pirates, and the pirates run away. We confess our feelings to Keith on the beach. We kiss him. There's another CG there. It's beautiful. So, for the endings, the 2 better endings, there's the good ending, which I believe should have been the happy ending. So for the good ending, it's a year later. We are working towards our wedding. It's very close to our wedding now. We've been going through like wife and bride school with our mother, where she's just pounding it into our heads what it means to be a bride and a wife and all of that. And Keith has been learning how to become a duke. And so we haven't really been able to see each other at all. And we escape our mother into the garden, and we get to steal a moment with Keith. And we get to talk and just enjoy each other's company. And, he shows how much he really gets us. And, they talk about how they're really excited to start their life together. And it's honestly just a really lovely ending. Of the two, I think that one's my favorite. And then the happy ending is not long after we get back. We go to the castle and tell the king that we want to break off our engagement with Giordo because we're in love with Keith. And then we get engaged to Keith, and we're on the way home from that, because it was so nerve-wracking, Keith decided to go to the bakery to get us our favorite treats. And we sit in the parlor, we enjoy the treats together and have some tea, and we talk about how we haven't had a chance to flirt or be alone or anything like that since coming home. And we have a kiss CG, and they talk about wanting to go on like a secret date in town where they disguise themselves. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the ending. It does unlock another memory CG, so there's all these memory CGs that happen throughout the course of the game where we get a memory from the other person instead of ourselves, and they're really fun to watch. It's basically just a text through. The ones that we get from the happy endings also come with a CG, whereas the other ones don't. Yeah, I won't go into this specific memory CG. I'd like to do all of the happy ending memory CGs in another episode. So I don't know. This one I felt it was kind of lackluster. It's cute that he knows her and everything, but I don't know. I'm a sucker for the wedding stuff. So the fact that the wedding ending was only the good one, and then this one where they're just talking about wanting to go on a date was the happy one, I don't know. I think it should have been reversed, but whatever. All in all, I liked his route more than I thought I would. He's still really not my type. But I do think it's really, really cute when he gets flustered, because honestly, he's just as innocent as Katerina is, just more aware. And he really does love Katerina in his own way. So I do like that. He's just not my type, so I think that's what's kind of ruining it for me, because otherwise I would have liked it a lot more, but I could see how for people who do like the more gallant love interests, I think that he would be a favorite for you guys. But I'm really interested in seeing what the other routes are going to be about and what more information we get, because with each route that I'm doing, we're getting more and more of an overall story, and I'm really interested to find out the full story. But that's it for now. I think I'm going to be doing Giordo next. So I hope you guys are excited for that. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you want to see more videos from me, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.